All right, we are live. Hello, hi Maro. Yay! Hi Tim. Wow. Oh wow, people are joining. Yay! Okay, as all the influencers say, let me just give a few minutes to wait for people to join. My goodness, I can't believe this is actually happening. Oh my God, thanks. Okay, I see just one air has joined. Jimmy Designs, Precious Sam Precious, what up? I'm muted? Oh my God, why? Why can't you hear me? Hey, God, wahala. Okay, again. I'm muted. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me? Thumbs up if you can hear me. Yes? No? Am I talking to myself? Hey, voila. Can you guys hear me now? Yes? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Yeah, voila. Can you guys hear me? You can hear me. Okay. Whoo! Thank you, Jesus. My goodness. Let me bring fun because the stress. Wow, 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 wow. Okay. You can hear me. Yay! Hi, Narissa. Hi, Abby. Okay, perfect. Oh my God. Wow, people are joining. Hey, hey, hey. Okay. Okay, everyone. I want to say thank you for those of you that are joining. My name is Memeduma. Most of you already know me, but if you're new to this space, I am a Calgary-based MC, event host, voice actor, whatever you need, I got you. And so today is the first day of Black History Month, and happy February, everyone. I forgot. First of all, January is a very long month, but we've made it. We're here, and I figured I would just kick things off and just kind of do something different. And so this is where I am. So I think I'm feeling my look. Please comment for my look, please. Can we get a round of applause for my look for today? Please, 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 please. Okay. Uh Hi Tola. Shazam. Okay. Oh wow, there are people in here. Hello, 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 hello. Okay, so I want to just welcome everyone for coming. Oh, Alice Ronke, thank you. Yay, 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 yay. Okay. So those of you that are here, if you're new to this space, welcome. This is me just trying to highlight and spotlight some amazing people that I know who happen to be my friends. I said, you know what? I can't just have friends on the side and they're not doing something. So I'm like, you know what? Let me bring some highlights or spotlights to them. And so that's why we're here, to highlight some amazing people that are doing amazing things in the Black community, in the diaspora, whatever you will call it. Most of them or all of them happen to be Nigerian or Nigerian American. So yes, Nigerian people who are doing things in big spaces. And so I'm excited about my guests. Small, I guess, tidbits. She's actually my friend. Yes, I'm using my friend here. We went to university or college together. Rutgers, shout out to Rutgers. Woo-hoo-hoo. And I figured I've just been watching her obviously since college. She's doing amazing things. And I'm like, you know what? You have to tell your story. I mean, I know she already has her platform, but I'm like, you know what? People in my space don't know who you are. Let's bring you on here and let's talk to you. So that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to gist, I'll ask her some questions. That's basically it, though. It's nothing. We're just going to be here and have a good time. That's it. Okay. So somebody's asking to join. Okay. The voice. Tola, you are too kind. Yeah, I mean, of course, we're blowing together. Listen, there's no way only one person can go to the top. We all have to go to the top together. So once one person blow, carry everybody. All right. Let me attempt to do this. Hi, people. Thank you, Yemi. I know, right? I want to give a shout out to my girl, Fumi. Her page is Explore Fumi. Please, or Explore with Fumi. She got me this fit. She hooked me up from Niger. Thank you. Okay, let me see. Yes, Fumi Lala. Yes, she's the one that hooked me up with this outfit. Thank you. Okay, let me go ahead because I'm talking too much now. So let me invite, let's see. People are wanting to join. Please wait first. You will join later. Let me ask my guest, Miss Lola Banjo. She is an entrepreneur. She has been in the luxury brand space. She has a business or a company called Silver and Riley. And so I'm going to just invite her and she's going to talk a little bit about what she does and what she represents. So just give me a sec because we are learning this thing on the fly. So please learn with me. Okay, let's see. Let me add her. Okay, that's Hi, Fabi. I see you've joined. Yay. Okay. So I've invited Lola or Lola, but I call her Lola, but everyone, you know. Let's see if she has gotten the invite. Yeah. right. While we're waiting for her to join, yes. How's everyone doing? How did you guys survive like the month of January? Please tell me because January was definitely like there's rice at home months. I was like, wow, this month is long. Please tell me. Representing Chinyere and Mel events. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It's where Lola. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, let's see. I'm waiting for her to be here with me. This technology stuff, we are learning it on the fly. Okay, okay, okay. All right. I think she's on the invite. So, okay, she's unable to join. Hold on, please. Away. Devil is a liar. Please hold. But however, what is going on? Let's see. All right, let's try this again. So I now give a shout out to everyone that has done an Instagram
Okay.
live because okay, there she is. Okay, she
I
has
think
joined.
you probably invited the wrong page.
I'm very sorry about that. Please forgive
It's
me.
okay.
Okay,
It's okay.
can you see me? Because I can't see you. Can you see me?
Yeah,
Can you
I
guys
can
see
see
her?
you
Can
perfectly.
you guys see her? Please, you should help me ask. Can you see her?
We can see you perfectly.
Okay, all right. Well, I can't see you, so I'm just going to wing it as is like
You
this.
can't see me at all?
No, I can hear you, but I can't see you.
That's strange.
Do you wanna log out and try again? Like log out and then try again. Oh,
All
people say they
right.
can't see you. I don't
Yeah,
know.
it's
Let's try it
only
again.
you.
Huh?
I think it's only you that can't see me.
Okay. Well, as far as the audience can see you, then we'll just leave it like that. I'll keep
Yeah,
looking at
but I
my face
want
because
you
me, I can't
to
see
be
you.
able to see me
Oh
too.
yeah, oh yeah. Let's try again.
Okay.
What
All
okay,
right.
let's try again. So hang up and is it hang up? Hang up and then I'll just.
Okay. Okay.
It's like hey, really okay. They said this live is to catch up with people. Abio, okay, let's try this again. Let's add her. Wow, wow, wow. Content creators, please shout out to you people because you are the real MVPs. Because wow, see this small thing I'm trying to do, and stride.com is what is my current kidney. Videos turned on. Lola. I can't
Can you
see
see me
you.
now?
My dear, I'm not seeing you at all.
Can everybody else see me?
Everyone can see. Somebody said I use Etisalat to do live. Wow, wow. The shade that people are showing at me on this live. Now, wow, Etisalat, care. Please, if that's the case, doesn't exist, Abby. Lola, can you see me?
I can see you okay.
You know what?
Can you at least
We're
hear me?
just gonna go as is because right now I can't see you, but everybody else can see both of us. So I think you know what? I think that's all good. As far as the guests or the audience can see you, I think we'll be fine. Are you good?
That's so, but I want you to be able to see me though.
Dude, I'm trying to figure this thing out as we are doing. Hey, God, technical difficulty. Please, all the tech people, Tola, all the tech people. How do we amend this? Why am I changing my accent constantly? Choose one. Hey, God. Okay, I'm sorry. Let me pick this one. Imagine if I catch you. Anyways, okay, Lola, one more time. Just try hang up, and I'm gonna try again and see if I can add you and we can see. If not, we'll just roll with it. All right.
I think you need to
Okay.
do like a full split screen. You probably have it on full screen or something like that, where you can only see yourself.
Maybe not so. Okay, wait. Let's try this again.
Okay.
Okay. You guys, please, please be patient. Bear with me. I'm figuring this thing out. It worked last night. Devil's a liar. My goodness, this worked last night. Okay, let's try this again. Can she see me? But I offer tech services. Wow, wow, wow. Okay.
Can you
Okay.
see me now?
My dear, I cannot see you. It's okay. So that we're not stressing people up. I think everyone can see both of us. So I think we can roll with it. It's okay. I know what you look like. That's a good thing. I've seen you before. So
How do
thank you,
you
not
know
my
what I look
friend.
like? Maybe I have a different face or something. You don't know.
But you know what? The audience is seeing you. So if you have a different face, they will tell us. But I think we're good. You know what? Let's
Maybe
just
I'm
roll
wearing
with
a
it. So that,
mask. Who knows?
oh my God.
Somebody said tech is not your friend, EC.
It's my friend. Relax, 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 relax. Okay. You
Even
know
though you
what?
studied
Let's just.
engineering, you can't even work a simple phone.
The two engineering degrees I got, I don't understand what's happening. But Sha is okay. I'm doing supply chain. I supply products, not this one, so it's okay. Anyways, thank you guys for tuning in spite of all this chaos and technical difficulties. I'd like you guys to please give a round of applause for my girl, because you guys can see her, me, I can't see her. So please, round of applause for my girl, Lola. Can I get some cheers in the chat for Lola or Lola? Please. She will introduce herself. Don't worry. She will introduce herself. Don't worry. Lola, are you still there?
I am here, but I want you to be
Okay.
able to see me so we can have a face to face.
Okay.
But it's okay. Let's just keep going.
My only alternative would be to shut this down and do it again. And there's people here. I don't want to just shut it down. That's my only fear. I don't know what's
Yeah,
happening.
everyone can
Let's see.
see. Everyone can see both of us, so it's fine.
Okay. Thank you guys. Oh, thank you guys. And please forgive the technical difficulties. We'll be better in the next episode or edition. Okay. Thank you guys. Lola, I would like you to kind of just give a brief bio about yourself. I mean, I can tell people who you are. You're my girl. We've known each other since 2000, and we have been on plenty shenanigans together. So
Wow, we've
I
known each
figured,
other. Now that you put it like that, like 2000, that's 25 years. That's
Jesus.
crazy.
Jonathan, I mean, we still look good though. I mean, I know I look good and I know you look good, and I'm sure everybody can see that, we both look good. I can't see you, Sha, but I know that you never fail to deliver on your looks. Anyways, thank you
Yeah,
for
put
honoring
together a
this
little
invite.
something.
You say what?
I said I try to put it together a little something. We just all we just all rolling with whatever life gives us at
Exactly.
this point.
Exactly. I want to thank you for coming on this space. I mean, I know you have a gazillion things that you're supposed to be doing, but I thank you for just coming here to hang out here and just kind of talk a little bit about you and your brand. Do you want to just kind of tell people a little bit about yourself?
Absolutely. So first of all, before I tell people about myself, I want to commend you for doing this series, stepping out of your comfort zone and putting this together. You are so vibrant. You're so amazing and full of life. This whole hosting thing suits you so well, and I want to see you win
Oh my God.
beyond your wildest imagination. And I'm so
You.
excited that you're stepping into this chapter, and I'm always going to root for you
Thank
and be excited for
you.
you. So congratulations on taking this first step. I saw myself on the flyer.
Yeah.
I was like, Issa done got official. She got a whole flyer and everything. So listen, this is
You
just
know.
like the very first of big, big things out there for you. You're going to be
You.
interviewing
Thank you.
dignitaries. You're going to be interviewing celebrities and all kinds of important people. Not to say we're not important, but you know what I'm saying.
I
Like, so
know.
this is just the first step in that journey. So congratulations, and I'm proud of
Thank
you.
you. Thank you. I appreciate that. And amen from your lips to God's ears. Shape I hear, you should please say amen to the prayer. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Yes,
Thank you. Thank you.
yes. So from my lips to God's
Yes,
ears.
sir.
All right. So hi everyone. My name is Lola Banjo, and I am EC's friend and the founder of Silver and Riley. I'm the founder of Silver and Riley. Silver and Riley is a luxury travel and fashion accessories brand. It was founded about 5 years ago. We make travel and travel goods, mostly bags, fashion bags, and small leather accessories, all manufactured in Italy. We also make scarves, and we're gonna be dropping some additional categories as well. So stay tuned. But that is the brand. I'm all about the fusion of style and functionality, and quality is our biggest hallmark. So I really, really care about just making sure that we're creating quality goods, and we're constantly on a continuous self-improvement or improvement journey in that regard, because I really care about the ethos of the brand, of creating things that really stand the test of time. I really wanted to build a legacy brand, something that will obviously outlive myself, but also really, make people feel good, give people stuff that, they can really feel like, what, I made a really good investment. And, so that is the ethos behind the brand. And I'm super excited to be having this conversation. So thank you everyone for tuning in.
Yay! But first of all, I feel like we should even take it a step back, because like everyone, I said that we went to university together. We studied engineering. So please, Lola, I don't
Yes.
understand. How did you go from engineering to designing bags? Because we were both in school together, thugging it out on campus, trying to study, doing late nights assignments. So I'm just
The
like,
surf
how did
reading
you?
room, getting
So I'm
C's
trying.
and
I
D's
think
sometimes.
listen. I
My day
mean,
kids were done.
listen,
Engineering
that
was
engineering,
hard.
use our ICT shade gate. Shade gate. For those of you that don't know what shade gate is, it just say that it kicked our butts.
Engineering
Engineering school. I
was
mean, we
hard.
survived though. We finished. We even both of us even went back because we like torture. We went back and did a
We
second
went
engineering
back. I got
degree.
like 4 degrees, girl. Like we
Oh,
we both
first of
went
all,
back.
Lola,
I
you have
know.
engineering degree in packaging, bachelor's in packaging. You have a master's in, what was
Oh,
your second
you
master's?
no. First of all, you gotta give respect to my double major in
I am
mathematics. Okay,
sorry,
so
don't be
not
annoyed.
just
Don't be annoyed.
engineering. I did mathematics as well, and I got minors in computer science and economics. I busted my
Epico,
ass. So you better give me my
epico,
credit. Honestly.
epico. Like, so I don't
No, but no,
understand.
I mean, I think back then we knew that we wanted a bright future, right? And we knew that anything that's worth it in life is going to take some work, and we're willing to roll up our sleeves. And we had each other. We had a strong support system in each other. So even though it was hard, we're all studying together. We're all encouraging each
Exactly.
other, making sure that we all graduated. So we all made it. And so, yeah, and life has taken us in many different directions after that. So shortly after undergrad, obviously I was working as an engineer, but then at the same time, I started going to school full time to get my master's in financial engineering because I was really interested in finance at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And then I started working in finance. I worked as an assistant controller in corporate finance, and I was like, huh, everyone that I really admire in business has this thing called an MBA, and I'm like, well, let me go get my MBA. So I started prepping for the MBA, and I was fortunate to get into amazing schools around the world, essentially. And I was fortunate to get a full merit scholarship to Emory University, where I did get my MBA in strategy and finance.
Mm-hmm.
And I also studied at all kinds of international universities after that, at the London School of Economics, at WHU Koblenz in Germany, at SDA Bocconi in Milan, in Italy, at FGV Rio in Brazil. I was all over the place, but I really wanted to
Listen.
maximize. Yeah, I wanted to maximize my education, and like
Mm-hmm.
for me, education was more than just like the engineering we studied. It was really also about like real world education, like um, and staking my claim as my identity as a global citizen. Anyone that knows me knows that being a global citizen is so important to me. It's more than just travel. It's really about like really trying to connect with as many cultures and people as possible, and really learning as much as I can. And that has built an amazing empathy for who I am as a person, and it's all part of the journey of Silver and Riley as well, and why I started the brand. So that's why it's relevant to share that part, because you can't talk about Silver and Riley without my global exploration and education and everything that has brought me, and why it got me to a point of deciding to create a global luxury brand.
Okay. That's amazing. But I mean, also, please let's not lie. The reason why we also did engineering is because we have Nigerian parents. They will try to tell you engineer, doctor, lawyer, doctor. Like those are the. Let's not lie. There was nowhere we're going to
Well,
tell them I'm going to do art history. They would have flogged us. So let's just be honest about that
no, but
again
I mean
too. So
that's for the first one. I mean, no one pushes you but yourself to keep going. So yes, I do
exactly.
credit. I do credit. I mean, growing up in my household, my dad has a PhD in physics. My mom is also very well studied. She was in criminal justice, and so education was always a central part of our household. And I
Mm-hmm.
actually didn't know any different initially. I thought everyone was just always good. Everyone got an education, because that's like literally from when I was like age 7. Like my dad was making me read like physics textbooks from cover to cover, and that was like joy. That was like normal in my household. I was doing calculus at age 9, so no wonder I was able to get a math degree and financial engineering degree, like because it was ingrained in me. But the motivation to push on beyond that initial one, it really was because I felt like for me, education was the thing, was the I didn't have in my mind at the time, I didn't come from like enormous wealth or, any other thing.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't have like supernatural abilities. And I was like, if I'm going to make it in this life, I have to get my education. That's how I was thinking at the time. Things have changed a little bit, but so at the time I was like, I have to invest in my education because that is the difference maker. And I started realizing how fortunate and privileged I was to be able to get an education, because having traveled the world, even from a young age, realizing that I had so many unfair advantages. And I say unfair because, I spent some of my formative years in Nigeria as well, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I got to see the dichotomy of just life experiences,
Mm-hmm.
people that have and people that have nothing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, and through no fault of their own. right? Just being born to certain
Hmm.
families or in a certain part of the world.
Yeah.
And from age 9, that has always stayed with me. Like, and I said, I mean, who am I to deserve to get an education when somebody else doesn't even have food to eat or, eyes to see or, legs to walk, things like that. I don't mean to get like really dark, but that's how I used to think about it. And I was like, I have all these privileges and advantages in life and I have to make sure to maximize it. So that's what I kept on thinking. I was like, I have my walking legs, I have my ability to hear, see, talk, and a lot of people don't have that, from no fault of their own. So I was like, I have all these unfair advantages. I mean, obviously God blesses us all, but I was just like, I have to maximize every single advantage that I've been provided in this life and try to maximize
Absolutely.
how I use
Hmm.
myself. So
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, I mean, for everyone that doesn't know, like Lola is the epitome of a hustler. Like she was hustling while we were in school. Like she was doing multiple things. And we all thought she was crazy because she's like, Auntie, we are going to party. Let's go. What are you doing? All of this. But I mean, it's all paid off in the long run because it made her the woman that she is today. And her work ethic is like no other. Even with the brand, she was doing it while she was working. And then eventually she now decided to kind of focus on the business just full time, and she's been grinding and grinding and grinding. So I mean, kudos to you, Lola. And so I mean, yeah, I have a
you
couple of
you
questions
remember
because I
you
mean,
remember back in school, EC. I'm glad you actually took me back to my hustling days back in college. I was building everybody's website. I was designing all
you're
the
taking
flyers for.
pictures. You're taking pictures.
I was
You're taking
taking
pictures. Remember?
pictures. I had so many hustles. I was taking pictures. I was everyone's photographer. I was also designing everyone's website. Remember LD Designs back in college, and I was doing all the flyers, Twisted Fashion Show, the student center party, every
Yes.
student center
Now,
party. I was one that designed their
now.
flyers. I was making like $50 a pop, but that was big money back then.
I was like, we're like, where's Lola? She's reading. She's doing this. We're like, okay, we're going to party. Where is she? I mean, the only good thing though is that you still made time to come
I
and party
still
with us, Sha, but there were
made
times where
time
you're
for
like,
the party. Remember the top of the percolator?
it's not for the perky. Listen, anyway, let's not talk about that. We are now children of God now. You know, that was before Christ.
Please, I'm still percolating. Okay, God understands.
So, but okay. So, I mean, with all of this, sorry, go ahead.
I said, God understands. God created the percolator too,
Yeah.
okay? So
Okay.
don't
Anyways, shout out
please.
to Twese. Shout out to all our college parties. God helped us. Anyways, the fact that we passed and did well, was on the throne. Anyways,
God is
I guess
good.
with all of that, what made you decide to go into, I guess you would say, like the retail space? Because obviously you worked as a packaging engineer. I know you worked in companies like L'Oreal, Avon. So, not Avon, sorry, L'Oreal and Estee Lauder, I think it was.
I did a
And so
I
I'm
worked at
just trying
Estee
to,
Lauder, yeah.
yeah, so I'm just curious as to what was the moment that you decided that, you know what, I really want to create a brand or a product that resonates with, I guess, women. And so what made you choose to go into this space? Because obviously you're working already, you're doing great in your career, you had already gotten to like C-suite level. So what was that defining moment that made you say, you know what, I really want to create? And to be honest, I'm not gonna lie, when I heard you were doing bags, I was like, because you loved shoes in university. So I would have thought shoes or a shoe line would have been the first thing you would have done. So when I saw bags, I was like, this is interesting. So I'm just curious, like, as to like, what was that moment that made you decide you want to go into this retail space, and what made you choose this specific like type of product?
Yeah, no, great question. So when I finished my MBA, I went into strategy consulting and I worked at Accenture and Deloitte for several years, maybe about like 8 years in total, right? And so during that time, I had the fortune and privilege to work for a lot of multinationals where, I mean, be it the Coca-Colas of the world, the CBS, Bank of America. I mean, I did engagements with all these C-suite executives at really large multinational firms.
Mm-hmm.
And one thing I always say is that if anyone, that goes for an MBA or even has any opportunities to go into strategy consulting, it is the hardest time of your life from a career perspective because the work is intense. You always have to know what you're doing. There's no learning curve. You always have to know what you're doing because they're
Mm-hmm.
paying big bucks for you. You're working crazy hours. I think it's probably
Yeah.
pared back a little bit nowadays, but when I was like in consulting. That like now the Gen Z people have been revolted, but back then it was normal for us to work 80 to 100 hours a week, right? And you know,
Mhm.
we're constantly on flights. But even as hard as it is, I say everyone should give it a shot if they have the opportunity, because I learned so much during that time.
Mhm.
I always equate like 2 years in consulting is like 5 to 7 years in like corporate,
And
because of the
mhm.
amount of stuff that you do and the amount of exposure you get.
Mhm.
You know, what other opportunity do you get to work for so many different companies at the same time? You're going from client to client, right? Some people may knock that and say that you don't get the opportunity to get fully ingrained. And that's true as well. But I think the knowledge and everything, the opportunity you get to like just learn as much as possible during that time is incredible.
Okay.
So during that time, I started really learning businesses, and I just like started really asking myself, like, what are these business? What makes these businesses special, right? What are they doing that I can't do? Obviously, they've been established for many years, and they have unlimited capital. But I was like, in terms of strategy, I just started taking notes. Like, how did these businesses find new customers? What are the strategies that they employ to think
Yeah.
about customer acquisition and global expansion and so on and so forth? And I just learned. I learned a lot during that time. And so I've always had this mindset of I'm going to eventually start something. I didn't know exactly what it was going to be yet. But when I was actually during my MBA program, excuse me, during my MBA program, I had a serendipitous flight one time where it was freezing on the flight, and I asked the flight attendant for a blanket, and she said it was only available to first class passengers. And at the time, I had other business ideas. I had like so many business ideas: a pharmaceutical company, a bakery, and this and that. You know, I had all kinds of business ideas.
Oh
But
wow.
then during that flight, she said that the blanket was only available to first class customers, and that sparked something in me. It was like a mixture of anger and motivation. And I was like, I want to create travel products that everyone can enjoy and can
Okay.
provide convenience and access for everyone that travels. I was focusing then on the business traveler because I was a business traveler. And so I
Okay.
started researching the travel goods market, and that just pulled me into like the whole, like, just the opportunity that exists within travel. And I was just like, travel makes a lot of sense because I travel for work, but I also travel for leisure. I've been to over 100 countries. That's something that I really enjoy
What?
doing.
Wait,
And
wait,
I'm
wait, wait,
like,
wait. 100
yeah,
countries? Wow.
girl.
Wait, I don't understand. 100 countries, quack. What?
Yeah,
Ah, are
yeah,
you
yeah.
serious? My goodness.
Yes, I've been to
Yeah.
over 100 countries. And, I was just like, it's something I really enjoy doing. And I think it'll be really, really amazing to create something within the travel space because it just really works with me. And I understand that space well. I'm a consumer of that space. I'm also a purveyor of that space, right? I had a travel blog and so on and so forth. And so I just started researching the market and I saw the immense business opportunity that was within it. And so I was like, okay, you know what? I want to start a travel accessories brand. So that's what initially Silver and Riley was. It was travel products, like it was like blankets and stuff like that. And so I started working on the idea in 2018, early 2018,
Okay.
and researching and started like doing product prototypes and what can I design and so on and so forth. And I started looking at the business margins and everything. And everything just kept on drawing me to travel bags. And
Okay.
so initially I was like, okay, let me look at travel products. And I felt like that field, like the blankets and
Yeah.
I felt like it was saturated,
Okay.
but it was also not a lot of usability in terms of like people don't adapt it as much. Like people, it's an impulse buy for the most part. Like,
Yes.
people don't
Exactly.
think about travel blankets, like, because if they get to the airport and they're like, oh, maybe it's cold, like, okay, let me try buy a travel blanket. So it doesn't feel like the business economics were as solid. Whereas with travel bag, everyone literally has a bag,
For
right?
sure.
So
Absolutely.
right. So I was like, okay, if I'm going to do this thing, I want to make sure that it's going to create economic opportunity as well. And it's just not a hobby, because you can love to do something all you want. But if you want to create a business, you have to make sure that it's not just something that you love to do, right? And
Exactly.
or
Exactly.
else you're just talking to an echo chamber, right? You're the only one that's going to use your product.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
So,
So,
yeah, so I was just like, listen, travel bags make a lot of sense. And like you said, I love shoes. I've also loved bags. I actually have a lot of personal bags, but like not as much as I love shoes. But what I really loved about the bag market is like literally, I feel like bags are a universal language. You go to anywhere in the world, from Jakarta to Accra to Johannesburg to Lagos, to Budapest, to anywhere in the world, right? Everyone is carrying a bag, whether for travel, for leisure, for fun, for whatever it is, right? So everyone is carrying a bag, and I was just like, this is a universal language, and I, consider myself a global citizen that really appreciates the beauty of the world and people in it, and I wanted to create something that literally everyone in every corner of the world can relate to, and so that's
Hmm.
why
You know
I
what?
created.
Yeah, and you know what? I think that you talked about bags, and I think for a lot of us, like Black women, and especially if you're Nigerian, were like a staple. If you think about your moms, obviously all of them are going to parties, they are going for weddings. Everything was like you have your outfit, whether it's your boo boo, your kaftan, your actual whatever. But the bag was always like the statement piece with the matching shoes. You know what I mean? So it's like I guess it makes sense for every black obviously bags are universal, but when we're talking about like people from like back home, bags were like a staple in your outfit. Like it's like, what bag are you wearing? The shoe to match. So I mean, it
Exactly.
makes sense that you figured that, you know what? And the great thing about your products is that even though they're designed as travel bags, they're not just for travel. Like I use my bag not just when I'm traveling. I have my Silver Riley bag that I bought, and I've used it out, not just when I was traveling. It's like a staple piece that I can use when I'm going out. Anyways, we'll get to all of that in a minute. But I think people have been asking questions, and one of the questions that's come up, which I wanted you to kind of even talk about, is how did you come up with the name Silver and Riley? It's so very different. I would have thought maybe you'd have said Lola, Lola B, or something. So, like, what was the inspiration behind the name Silver and Riley?
Yeah, no, that's a great question. I love that you also mentioned how bags are something that we remember our mothers, aunties, grandmothers. I have like pictures of my grandmas, and especially my maternal grandma, Alaja. She was always carrying this like ostrich
Ostrich.
Italian
Okay.
leather. I know,
Ostrich.
right? She was
Hey,
fancy.
God.
And she got in Italy, and all of her pictures, she had that bag. She always had that bag front and center. And I was like, this is in my blood. But anyway, so how did I get the name? In everything I do, I always honor a few worldly entities, obviously God, but uh, my mom is someone that's had an incredible amount of impact on everything I've done in my life.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I give her testament to who I am, and just how she raised me and everything like that. And
Mm-hmm.
so one of the things I picked up from her at an early age was, her business acumen and sense. And so she actually used to own a couple of businesses.
Mm-hmm.
And so one of the businesses was a jewelry brand. So she used to
Okay.
fly to the Middle East to buy gold jewelry because that's what's prominent in the Middle East. And so as kids, like me and my cousins, we all grew up together, right? And so like for big birthdays and stuff, she'll always like put big gold jewelry. Like Nigerian parents like gold jewelry all around us. We
Pow,
all
pow,
dressed
pow,
the same.
pow, pow, pow,
It
pow.
was like exactly. Yeah, always had like the best gold jewelry, and we're all dressed the same. Everyone had the same T-shirt in different colors,
Mm-hmm.
And
Wahoo.
I said, I'm tired of looking like everybody. I said, Mommy, whenever you travel, buy me silver jewelry. I don't want
Oh,
gold jewelry like everybody else.
wow.
She had to go
Okay.
out of her way to find silver jewelry because it was not easy to find silver jewelry, especially in the Middle East that's known for gold. And so that
Okay.
was her nickname for me, her silver baby. And
Okay.
so when I got to the point of thinking of names for the brand, I mean, I literally wrote down a whole bunch of names. I even sent it to a couple. I sent it to Erica. I sent it to all kinds of people. I was like, listen, what names resonate with you? And what I wanted were, because remember, like I wanted a brand that really resonated with people around the world. So I
Mm-hmm.
wanted a name that was universal. So it was not going to
Okay.
be Lola because that's me creating a business for myself.
Okay. That
I was
makes
like,
sense. Makes
listen,
sense.
I mean, because the thing is, yeah, the business is something I'm passionate about, but I'm also a business person. I'm not thinking about just like what is me and my friends, and like I'm
Long
thinking about
term.
like
You're
what's going
thinking
to have,
long term.
yeah,
Legacy.
universal appeal. So I'm like, what names are universal? I didn't want it to be, I wanted it to be product agnostic because I realized that I wanted to grow the brand. I started with bags and travel products, but I wanted to grow it into additional categories in the future. So I
Okay.
wanted the name to be product agnostic. So it was not going to be like silver bags or whatever, like, because that just pigeonholed you.
No, that makes
Um,
sense.
yeah, exactly. And then, I was just like, I kept on coming back to silver. I wanted to honor my mom with the name, but obviously I didn't want it to just be her name because then
Of
again,
course.
that's pigeonhole in the brand,
Yeah.
right? And so I kept on coming back to silver and I was like, I'm creating a legacy brand. At least that was the goal. I said, I want to create a
Hmm.
legacy brand. And Riley is a name that I've personally always loved.
Okay.
I love, I love the name Riley. I don't have kids yet, and by God's grace, I will. And I said, when I have
Amen. Oh,
kids, I
amen.
want Yes, they're coming. Don't worry, they're gonna be amazing. But anyway, um, I said when I have kids, Riley is a name that I personally love. And you guys have made fun of my name choices, but like Riley is one of that's always stuck with me. And I said whether it's a boy or a girl, Riley's a universal name. So I thought about like my mom's legacy with the silver, and Riley is a legacy that I'm creating, right? Because I'm creating something that can transcend me, that can live on through my kids, and so on and so forth. I was like
Absolutely.
Silver and Riley, and I was like,
And
sounds
it's a
like
bomb
butter. Let's do
name.
it.
It's a bomb name. It stands out. It's distinct. Like this, I haven't found anything that's like similar. So I mean, I think you made the right choice.
Thank
It stands
you.
out. So I mean, kudos to you.
Yeah.
Kudos to you.
Yeah, and it's
So
a
I have a
name that
question.
anyone can relate to because
Yeah.
if you hear Silver and Riley in Japan, you hear it in Cotonou, or you hear it in
It says
I don't know
Kutunu.
Buenos Aires.
Kotonu. It says Kutonu.
I don't know, girl. I'm not bourgeois
Kotonu.
like you. I beg.
Okay. No, I mean that's amazing. So I mean, I'm also curious too. Obviously, when you're entering this space, what were some of maybe your reservations that you had when you were getting into this space? Because obviously, it's like, especially if you're trying to be very niche in like travel accessories, what were some of the like hesitations or reluctancies that you had or fears that you had when you were trying to enter into that space?
There were a couple of things that I knew right away, and I think I will definitely credit my work and strategy consultant for this. It's not something that I just know just as a human being. It's just something I knew from like studying businesses for many, many years.
Okay,
One thing about anything that you create is you cannot cater to everyone, right?
that
And
is
I think
true.
I mentor a lot of young business owners today, and that try to
Okay.
cater to everyone, or they try to be too niche, right?
Mm-hmm.
I say find a market segment, find a customer segment, and make sure you serve them really, really well,
Okay.
right? So my initial kind of thesis around the brand was I'm going to serve working professionals really well because I created
Okay.
the brand, when I was a working professional, and I was like, I understand that market really well because I am the customer, I'm the consumer of that brand,
Exactly.
right?
Yeah.
So I knew that I was not going to necessarily be the most high fashion brand, the most this and the most that, whatever. Now, serendipitously, it has grown into more than a travel and a working professionals brand. We do have fashion pieces, and have been embraced by the fashion press. Like we've been in Vogue, we've been in Marie Claire,
Please, let me read
Cosmopolitan,
it for you. Let me read it for you.
Harper's
Let me read it for you.
Bazaar.
Let me read it for you. Let me read the brands for you,
Thank
please.
you.
You will not play with my girl. Please don't play with her. Let me find the thing. Let me read it for you. I think you have been in S. Okay, yes, I have it. I've seen you've been has been in Glamour, Ellen, LL, Marie Claire, Forbes, Bazaar, The Cut, Bustle, Travel and Leisure. What's this? Essence, Esquire, Town and Country, Business Insider, New York Post, InStyle, Cosmopolitan, Vogue. Due respect on this, my friend, because how many of you have bag or shoe in this any of these newspapers? I mean this magazine. So please, people need to give it up. Like, I mean, she is doing the damn thing. This is not a joking stuff. So we are serious here. This is a serious thing. So I mean, honestly, Silver Riley is blowing up. I mean, and if you've had celebrities, I saw a picture with Deborah Cox. You had a picture with Deborah Cox, and she had the bag. I was like,
Yeah.
I don't think support this bag, please. But no, I'm serious. You had a lot of celebrities.
Everyone
You
says
want
that. It's
so
like,
wait,
slow
name some of the
down. Or
celebrities
else we're gonna
besides
price
Deborah Cox.
ourselves. You're
Who
gonna
else?
price ourselves.
No, I'm not pricing you out. I'm just saying that now it's like a hit. But no, name some of the other celebrities that have used your business. So I mean, like I said, there's Deborah Cox,
Yeah.
Vanessa Simmons.
Yeah.
So who else?
There's a whole long list of them, but you know what, EC? I honestly don't keep mental stock of that, even though we do have a lot, right?
Yeah,
I don't keep mental stock because they are important, very important, but our clients are the most important. Like,
exactly.
and I think a lot of people focus more on the shiny objects. Now, the shiny objects are good because if you go on my page, I'm stalking all Oprah right now, and I'm saying, Oprah, please wear our bag because I recognize that obviously she has a lot of people, right, that
Exactly.
can make an influence. So I'm like thinking about where I want to go, and I just want to align with someone that's a winner, right? So
Exactly.
you should want to align with people that are winners. But I think a lot of people
Absolutely.
too, yeah, put too much stock in the celebrity, presence. Like celebrities are not necessarily the ones that are gonna bring you the revenue or like the way that you think. It's your clients. It's focusing really well on your clients. What does EC want? When EC gets up every morning, how can I create something that's gonna make EC's life easier?
That's
And
good.
how can I make EC love the brand so much that she comes back and she keeps on purchasing from the brand? We have a
Absolutely.
47% repeat customer rate, right? So that
Wow.
means like about half of the people that purchase anything from us have come back and bought something else.
That's
I take so
amazing.
much pride. I take so much pride in that because in the industry, in fashion in general, it's like less than 10%, and then luxury is around like 20%. So it's like somewhere
Okay.
between the 10-20%, and we have like close to half. So I really, really want to make sure that our customers, our clients really feel supported and like,
Hmm.
like they feel like we're delivering something of value, but we also really care about them as individuals. So we're
Okay.
not a celebrity driven brand. I'm not knocking any brand that is celebrity driven because like everyone's strategy is different, but I know that I want to put our clients front and center more than anything. So even
Exactly.
if you go on the website now, you will see clients, right? Testimonials. Like if you scroll down in the first page, you see our clients there. We do feature some celebrities, like Vanessa's my girl, Vanessa Simmons. So she is somebody that supported the brand and she's like been part of a lot of our photo shoots and things like that. So she is
Mhm.
featured, but I don't have a celebrity page or anything. Like I'm just like, listen, I want the person that is going to work as an accountant, as a lawyer, as a doctor, as a nurse, as a homemaker, whatever it is. I want them to feel special. I don't want them to feel like they have to be a celebrity to purchase a Silver and Riley bag.
No,
So
oh, that makes sense. That makes sense. Your everyday woman, but that's getting luxury. No,
exactly.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
Um,
And I feel like that's a segment that's often overlooked by a lot
yeah.
of traditional legacy marketing, right? Because a lot of traditional legacy marketing focuses, and again, I don't knock anyone's strategy because obviously what works for the goose is not going to work for the gander. Like I'm talking about what works for me. I
So someone's
I
asking,
observed that.
when I do bag for men, I'm like, yes, it's a travel
Yes, you
bag. Like your
do. You
bag, if
do.
you,
If
yeah.
you go on the
So
website and you go on products, you just like select for men and you see like all the products for men.
i-
Um, but
if
like
you
I do
travel,
find,
exactly.
yeah,
If you travel, you should be on Silver and Riley looking for your travel bag. So,
exactly.
but go ahead, Lola.
I do find that a lot of the legacy marketing like focuses more on the beauty, right? The models, the perfection, and so on and so
Hmm.
forth. And I think that sometimes people aspire to that, but I know when I was a consumer, I struggled to relate to that, right? All the time. So I'm like, how do I make sure that I'm not excluding my core client from just how I communicate my brand? Now, your pictures still have to look good. You're a luxury brand. I still hire models that look amazing. So I'm not like being hypocritical. However, I really try as much as possible to center the everyday consumer in our marketing as well.
So, which actually brings me to my next question. So, how are you able to balance creativity and then functionality? Because obviously, you want the bag to look unique, you want the bag to look chic, but then also you want the bag to be functional. So, how are you able to kind of balance that between the two, creativity, functionality for all your products?
Yeah. So I when I started working and I got a little bit of money, I started buying
Just a
myself.
little,
I started,
just a little.
a little bit of money.
Hmm.
I was like, okay, I got a little money now. I can buy designer. So I started investing in like designer clothes and designer shoes and designer purses and stuff. But I was frustrated during that time. I was like, these designers are only designing for what looks good on a runway, and they're not thinking about my everyday usability and comfort, right?
Hmm.
And so that was always something that was central in my mind. When I said when I'm going to create my brand, I'm going to make sure that I'm engineering products that actually can think about your comfort, because I care about your experience when you're running to catch that train, when you're running
Hmm.
to work, or you need to pack an extra pair of sneakers in your bag like I always did, right? Like, or you want to put your bag on the floor because it's really heavy. How do you make sure that there's feet on the bottom so it protects the leather? So I'm an engineer, obviously, and I just really wanted to engineer really good functional products that are also
Okay.
stylish. And I feel like some designers have been lazy where they don't think about, okay, how do I think about merging style and function? They just think about, let me create this nano bag that you can't even put nothing in it. It can't even fit a coin purse. Like,
Listen,
and
very
that's
tiny
what's not
bags. I'm like,
fashion.
my phone can't go in. I don't understand. Like, if I can't put
Right.
my phone in my bag, like, how does
But
this
it's
work? But
hot
anyways,
though. But it's hot. Or let me create some random ass product that you can't even open, but it looks hot, right? So I'm like, no, you can push yourself to do a little bit more, and you can create products
exactly.
that still look good but are also functional, right? So
Absolutely.
that's where the thought process. So all our products are designed to be functional and stylish. I mean, style is always in the eye of the beholder, but I felt like things that are very very sleek and very, like, timeless and just like clean in terms of the aesthetic,
Hmm.
are some
Hmm.
things that will always be like, always be around. Like, it's not. I don't think about trends. I mean, again, when I say this, I'm not knocking anyone that does. Like, if what's hot today is what you want to focus on, that's perfect as well, because you can get your money, you can move on. But for me, I'm thinking about what is going to be around 20 years from now, 30 years, and
Okay.
still look good, right? So that's how I design, because I want our pieces to be investment pieces, right?
Yes.
And that's what we always strive for. We're always continuously learning and improving. But my
Hmm.
ultimate goal within my heart is to create products that really transcend the test of time. Because
Absolutely.
when I look at my products that my mom and my grandmother used to wear, like, the Rolex watch that my mom passed on, like, after she passed away, like, those are things that stand the test of time, right? Like,
Absolutely.
I want to be a part of a generational story. I haven't been a part of one yet because we've only been around 5 years. But even now, people are buying like the petite New Yorker bag and gifting it to their daughters. And like that warms my heart, because like obviously I created this brand like inspired by my mom. And I just want to be a part of like a generational story, something that really transcends time. So
Amazing, amazing. And so I don't know if you want to talk a little bit about the craftsmanship, because I know that you don't have your bags designed or in America. So where exactly? So I forgot to mention that Lola is based out of the States. So for Silver Riley bags, where do you want to talk a little bit about like the craftsmanship and where it's done, and like what made you pick Italy? Like obviously there are other countries that are known for like leather
yeah.
products and stuff, but what made you decide to go to Italy, and how's that process been from conception to now?
Yeah. So when you think about leather, right? Most leather is made from cattle. And so anywhere in the world that there's cattle, there's leather, right? So leather is
Yes.
literally derived from anywhere in the world.
Yeah.
Um, and so when I was actually starting the brand, again, keep in mind, like going back, I said I wanted to create something that had universal appeal. It wasn't just
Of
about what
course.
Lola likes, right? Um, I actually put together a focus group, right? And I hired a consumer insights firm as well. And so I had my inkling of where I wanted to produce and
Okay.
what I thought looked good. A lot of the things that I found during that focus group and also the consumer insights firm is actually what steered me towards a lot of the choices I made,
Okay.
because
Okay. That makes sense.
yeah, I was like, listen, I want to make sure that we're surveying. We actually like, so the consumer insights firm took responses from 200 people, and they said, when you think about, we created about 90 questions together. And
Hmm.
one of the questions was, when you think about high quality leather products, like what
Yeah.
market comes to mind? And like over 80% of respondents said Italy, right? So
Okay.
I was like, okay, well, something about Italy. I mean, I look at all the designers that I had as well. A lot of them manufactured in Italy, and I knew I wanted to appeal to the luxury to the luxury market. So I said, it looks like I have to go to Italy. I know no one person in Italy. I dated Italian men, but I don't know nobody. That's my only connection to Italy. It's like the Italian baby love me.
Hmm. Okay.
And I said, how am I going to do this thing? I don't have any manufacturing connect. So I literally started cold calling. I started cold calling, and I was like not getting responses because I don't speak Italian, and I was like, it looks like I have to go to Italy. So I took 2 weeks of work in 2018, and I had the most unsuccessful trip of my life, going to door, knocking on factory doors and saying hi. I tried to email you guys, call you guys, got no response. I want to produce XYZ. They're looking at me like an alien, right? Second
Mm,
week, I hired a translator because I was not speaking Italian. They were not speaking English. So I hired a translator. So it was slightly more successful. But in essence, what I wanted to do is find a factory that was able to accommodate my startup idea, right? And the
okay.
thing is, I also wanted a factory that was known for quality,
Okay.
that had a reputation for excellence. Those
Okay.
two things, startup and reputation for excellence, do not match, because the factories that have the reputation for excellence and have all the sustainability, ethical production practices, and so on and so forth, they already have big clients that they're working with.
Um,
So they don't want to talk to somebody that has a startup. Like, and they're looking like, okay, if I start working with you, are you still going to be around in a year or 2 years? 80% of startups fail within the first 5 years. So a
mm,
lot of them were not very hesitant to work with a new brand because it's like, are you still going to be around? Like, who's backing you? Do you have venture capital? Do you have any money?
mm,
I thought I had big money. I had like $120,000. I was like, okay, I'm good. I had nothing compared to, like, I mean, these are companies that are doing runs like in hundreds of millions of dollars,
oh
right?
wow.
So I was rejected very, very fiercely.
Oh
It
my
was so
God.
bad. I was rejected by 136 factories before I
What?
finally found the first one.
Wait, what?
Yeah, 100.
136?
I talked to 136 factories. Yes,
Those are
before
Jesus.
I finally found the first one to work with. Now that was a combination of rejection via just straight up no in person, or just like not responding to my
Okay.
emails, or not responding to my
Okay.
inquiries, or even I sometimes rejecting them because I was like, they don't have the practices that I want, because I
Okay.
really cared about sustainability and having women in management and things like that. But it took 136 rejections to finally get to the first one that I work with.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just
Okay.
meticulous. I was like, listen, I'm not just going to say yes to anybody that wants me. Because
Mhm.
you can always go to Italy and like find somebody that's like, okay, but then they probably don't have the right production capacity.
Okay.
Like, I'm thinking about global, like I always, one thing about me, and I think this is also just the faith that God puts in me as well, like, and just how I approach life. Even if I'm at point one, I don't think about myself as like, how do I get to point two? I think about how do I get to point 100.
Ah,
I see myself as a giant even when I'm an ant. Does that make sense? Like,
wow. That's
so
amazing.
yeah, I don't I never say, oh, let me just find somebody that can do one bag. I'm like thinking, when I find a factory, let me find one that has the production capacity of 10,000 bags, 100, even though
Oh
I haven't
wow.
sold one single bag yet. But I said, like, in 5, 10 years, I want them to be able to create 10,000 bags, 100,000 bags, and I want them to be the same quality as Hermes, as Ferragamo. I'm not thinking about people that just starting off. I'm thinking about, how do I get to the places of the people that are really, how they
Established.
say, like, even,
Yeah.
yeah, even in corporate America, you should always like dress or talk about yourself for the position that you want versus what you're in.
Mm,
So that's,
wait. Say that again. Sorry, write it down. Dress
you
like
should
what?
always
Please say it
you
again.
should always dress and also talk about yourself for the position that you want versus
Yeah.
what you're in. So I
Mm-hmm.
always kind of like had that mindset, and I was just like, I'm not trying to just like define like little increment of success. I want to find someone that can like be on this journey with me 5, 10 years, 20 years from now.
That's
So
amazing. That is amazing. And especially for like obviously like especially as a black owned business, I feel like there's a lot of probably hurdles that you probably had to like extra hurdles, like not just for any startup company, but there were probably extra hurdles that you had to face as
girl,
a black owned business as well.
where
Do
do
you want to
I even
talk about like
start?
one of them or two?
Where do I even start with the hurdles? Obviously, everyone watching this live knows that things are just more challenging when you when you're a part of a certain
Minority group.
minority group,
Mhm.
right? That's just a fact of life. But I've also had this mentality for some time where I'm like, no one can make me feel inferior except I allow them to, and no
Mm,
one can stop my destiny unless I allow them to, right? So if somebody can be the most racist, the most discriminatory, it doesn't matter. There's billions of other people in the world. I'm not going to focus on that. I'm not going to focus on
yes.
that person. God will take care of them. Their karma will take care of them. So I
Yes.
don't let nothing stop me when it comes to that. So I'm not sitting there like, oh, you know, they're going to stop me because I'm black, or those things happen. Like, that's just,
Absolutely.
we can't, unfortunately, we can't change people's minds and hearts.
Mm-hmm.
What I can do is focus on what I believe my destiny is and where God is leading me. So I need to
Mm-hmm.
focus on that, and I need to leave anybody that has ugliness and negativity and whatever in their hearts alone. Right now, when I
Mm-hmm.
experience it with, when it comes to me, obviously I deal with it accordingly. But if so for instance, like people say, like, oh, when you were knocking on doors, like those 136 rejections, you think most of it was because you're a black woman? Sure, there probably was a lot of it that was because I was
Mm-hmm.
a black. But I'm not going to put that in my mind and let that stop me and say,
Yeah,
oh, I'm not going to be successful because I'm a black woman. I'm going to say
exactly.
eventually somebody's going to see that my money is as green as theirs, right? So I'm just going to, if you don't want to work with me because I'm a black woman, guess what? I don't want to work with you either, because that's not the energy I want in my life.
Exactly.
So you can get
Exactly.
to step in, and I'm going to keep it moving.
There's the dope.
Exactly.
Oh my God. No, no, no. No, but that's amazing. And I think that your life and this brand, it's the 5 year mark. I feel like it's a testament of your resilience, persistent, obviously your faith in God, and just the fact that you have also studied as well. I think sometimes we just want to just jump in and do a business. Sometimes we actually need to study and understand the business that we're about to enter. And I think definitely all like the degrees, even though we're saying that I don't like to like school, but obviously, all of those degrees that you got, all of the work experience that you got, has helped you and shaped you to be able to go into this business and be able to run it. And I'm sure that there's challenges along the way, but obviously, you're still pushing through. And I think that's the inspiration for me, anyways, when I watch you grinding on a consistent basis. And that's just been inspirational to me. And I figured this would be great for us to just talk about it and talk about you, your resilience, and just talk about this product as a whole. I know that there have been some questions in the chat, so let me.
Let's see what the chat talking about.
Okay, I think one person
Wait, let
had
me grab
asked
a
up
drink
front.
of water before you read them
I have
questions.
grab you. Let
Give
me
me a
find the
second.
question. Question. Okay, you've answered the name one.
Okay.
I think someone there was a question from I think is it Remy. Okay, she said. Okay, Lola, are you back? Cause me I can't see you. Is she back? Cause me I can't see her. So you should think. Yeah, yeah. Okay. So you have a question from Remy, and she's asking. She said, Lola, what is your go-to or must-have travel accessory item?
A
Is she
silver
there,
a
Lola?
silver and Riley bag.
And but which one now? There's different one, but
I gotta have
one.
the Beverly Hills duffel bag.
Okay.
That duffel bag goes with me everywhere. But
Okay.
then also the convertible executive bag. Like, that is just like, that's a perfect bag. I'm sorry. That bag is perfect. I know I created it, but it's a perfect bag. Like, you can carry it to work, you can carry it to travel, you can carry it to an overnight stay, you can carry it to the gym, all
Hmm.
kinds of stuff. So,
Sell your
but outside of
market. Sell it.
that, like, my travel, I don't know, my travel necessities are just like a good pair of shoes. Like, I don't know, it depends on where you're going, but a
Okay.
good bag will
Okay.
always take you there.
Okay. Okay. There's another question in here that says, I guess given the current administration and all these tariffs, are there going to be any plans to explore manufacturing in the States?
The current
Not
administration,
even.
don't even get me started.
Okay. She's
Um,
in
so right now, I produce in Italy. There's a lot of talk of tariffs coming from Mexico and Canada, and that's going to affect pricing overall. I think just in general, and I don't want to politicize this, but like the person in charge right now does not understand economics. Tariffs get passed on to the consumer, not the brand, right? Because if if it costs me as an importer 25% more to import, I'm not going to absorb those costs because I can't sustain them. I can't pay
Mm,
my team. I can't, pay my factories and my suppliers. So guess what? My price of goods is going to go up 25%. So those tariffs are going to impact the American people, and it's going to have a trickle effect,
mm,
right? That's how economics works. So we're going to deal with a lot more inflation when you have tariffs, right?
mhm,
Because it's going to, even though you're putting tariffs on the price of Colombian coffee, it's going to affect the person that's like doing it's going to have an effect on other goods that are not necessarily the one that's
Yeah.
being tariffed. So I currently am not thinking about producing in other places. What I will say is that there are other categories of products that we are going to be launching,
Okay.
and I'm exploring many different markets. So I'm not married to Italy. Um,
Okay.
Italy is where I create our leather goods,
Hmm.
but as we increase our categories and go into other spaces, and I don't want to mention them right now, but there are other categories that we're going to be introducing in the brand, and I'm looking at
Hmm.
different markets, inclusive of Nigeria as well, for some
Okay.
of those goods. Yeah, and
Okay.
Argentina, and I don't want to give too much away,
Okay.
but
So, I mean, what can we expect, or what can you talk about right now? Because I'm sure, obviously, we're entering the year's just starting. We have a whole bunch of like stuff happening. Obviously, there's like Valentine's Day, there's like Mother's Day, like Father's Day is coming. Like, there's a whole bunch of stuff coming up. So, like, are there any things or new products or projects that we should be on the lookout for in the next couple of weeks, next couple of
yeah.
months?
Yeah. No, we definitely have. We just launched a new product yesterday. We actually just launched the petite Nola bag, which is like the circular bag that people really love. It's a fashion bag.
Okay.
And so the petite size, we launched it in four different colors. Um,
Nice.
but I think like just in general, and just to take a step back, and I'm glad that you brought up the topic of tariffs. I know that there's a lot of anxiety going on in the country now, or in the
Mhm.
world in general, because what America does affects everyone around the world. And I just want to say, like to everyone, like just stay centered um, in who you
Absolutely.
are,
Hmm.
and because if you just watch the news every day, you're just gonna feel like, oh my gosh, everything is just falling apart.
Exactly.
Just stay centered. Stay as centered as you can. Keep prayer or whatever it is that you use to kind of keep yourself, whether it's like
Absolutely.
therapy or whatever personal practice is. This too shall pass. And I mean, you all can be at different sides or whatever. Not everyone is as flustered about everything, but
Mhm.
just if you are at a place of anxiety, just know that this too shall pass. Things are going to be okay again, right? And
Mhm.
so don't let all the things externally disturb your inner peace.
Absolutely.
And so, in terms of Silver and Riley, I have amazing plans for the year, and I'm keeping God at the center of everything because my
Yes,
plans sometimes
so
scare me. In terms of what we want to do, I want to
okay.
launch additional categories. I want to launch our first. Sorry, this is why people that are talking on the show have water behind, besides them all the time, right?
Girl, I have tea here. What you talking about? I have tea.
Right. I should have had something.
Jen,
I'm not a pro at this.
yes, you have to
I'm not a
present.
professional yapper.
So,
But
okay. Yes,
um,
hello. Hey,
no,
please
it's
don't
okay.
chuckle.
It's okay. But we are going to launch additional bags, additional categories.
Okay.
I am launching the Lagosian bag because people ask me like, you have bags, so all our bags are named after cities around the world. So we have
Okay.
the Beverly Hills and the New Yorker and everything. People ask me like, what about Lagos? Don't worry, it's coming towards the end of the year. We're gonna launch in the Lagosian bag, and it's gonna be
The
bomb.
Lagosian. Let
SF
me help you, madam. Madam, please let me help you with the pronunciation. The Lagosian. Thank you very much.
Lagosian, okay? And it's gonna be bomb. But there's additional categories that we're gonna launch. People, so at the end of when people make a purchase from Silver and Riley, there's always a question, a set of questions, and about 71% of our customers actually fill out their survey that tells us what they want to see next from us, right? So
Okay, that's good.
I use data a lot, so I listen to what our clients are saying they want to see. So people are constantly feeling, oh, have travel luggage, have you know sunglasses, have this, have that. We're listening and we're using data to analyze all of that, and I already have a lot of things lined up.
Okay.
So let's just say that.
No, that's good. I mean, everyone obviously they know they're gonna go check out your page after we're done with the live, and
Yeah.
obviously they're gonna join the mailing list and keep up to date with any of the new merchandise that's gonna be coming out. There's
By the
another
way,
question that's coming.
don't just wait for the new merchandise because if we don't sell the current merchandise, we're not going to get to the new merchandise.
Yes, sorry, please we should buy the markets. Let's sell the
Buy the
markets, please,
market
please.
so we got
Buy
to
the
keep on
market.
growing.
You understand? Someone's asked a question, and I think it's an absolutely good question because obviously the whole essence of this whole thing is like Black History Month and highlighting Black achievers. And someone has asked, how do you celebrate Black history personally and as a business?
Yes, I love that. So first of all, I'm wearing something from another amazing Black African woman designer. Her name is I forgot her name, but the brand is Diara Blue. So one thing about me is I try to incorporate something Black owned into everything I wear every single day.
Okay, that's
Um,
amazing.
yeah, like so whether it's like, black owned, clothing piece or outside of my brand, obviously automatically I incorporate that because I always carry a Silver Riley bag. But like outside of that, like whether wearing an earring or some kind of charm or something like that, I really care about celebrating Black excellence on every day, not just during Black History
Of
Month. But
course,
you know,
absolutely.
Silver and Riley is a brand that is proudly Black woman owned, but is universal. And people always say, "Oh, do you shy away from like being Black owned?" Especially because we have clients across 28 countries around the world. No, everyone that comes to Silver and Riley and goes through the About Us page sees my face and they know that it's a Black woman owned brand. That is part of my
Absolutely.
heritage. That's part of the brand story. And if somebody does not want to purchase from a brand because it's Black owned, whatever, they can kick rocks, right? But it's something that I'm always put in front and center. I don't make it the only part of the story. I'm not like, oh, we're Black owned, because again, we are a universal global brand.
Absolutely.
It's a global brand that happens to be Black founded,
Black owned.
right?
Exactly.
Yeah. So I make sure to celebrate that heritage through everything that we do.
Hmm.
And just being present, like being present, being a part of like conversations like this, like commemorating Black History Month, supporting other Black designers. I'm a huge champion of other Black designers. For me,
Absolutely.
it's not just about is Silver and Riley doing great. I want to see every Black owned brand that's doing things well with integrity succeeded, right? I
Exactly.
want to champion Black women. I want to do things that are really uplifting us at the world stage, because it's not easy doing anything, stepping outside of your comfort zone and, deciding to take the road less traveled. So anybody that I see that's trying, and that's doing it with integrity, with goodness in their heart, like I want to support it. So I always champion Black owned brands as much as I can.
Yes. And I think with that, I'm going to actually just kind of shout out. I know that there have been a bunch of people that joined, and a couple of the people on live are businesses that we all know, those of us that are in Calgary and probably outside of Calgary as well. I know that Tola Jimo, she was here. Shout out to her. I know that TD Speaks, she's also one of my colleagues in the MC space. She was there. Nosa65, shout out to them. These are all businesses, brands here. There is DJ Yomex, he was here. Shout out to him. Who else is on here? Tim Meduna Visuals. Yes, please. Also, can we give him a shout out because the picture on my flyer, he took that picture. Please, y'all need to go give a shout out to him because he made me look so cute. Anyways, so I mean, first of all, Lola, thank you so much for coming on this space. But before we go, I figured we should even talk. Like, I know that you're grinding constantly, but what are you doing to kind of zen yourself? Like, what do you do for whether it's self care, just like obviously we know you like to travel, so travel obviously is on top of your list in terms of things. But what are the things that you like to do just to kind of give yourself balance? Because you can't just be all work, work, work. You're gonna burn out. So like, what are the things that you do to kind of relax or just kind of get yourself centered? What are some of the fun things you like to do?
Yeah. I was just reading some of the comments, and I just want to say thank you, everyone, for all the positive comments. So, really, really amazing. So, in terms of Zen and what I like to do, you already took travel away, but
I'm
travel is
sorry,
like
my
my
bad.
go-to. Honestly, I know it's cliche, but like nothing solves depression for me than getting on the airplane. But when I can't get on an airplane, I treat myself to bi-weekly massages.
That's
I
good.
must get my massages. So that is my indulgence. Like when I really, really make it, I'm gonna have a masseuse living in my house that I can call.
Okay.
Like that is my thing. Like I love massages. Not only does it feel good, but it really just releases like all kinds of like endorphins within you. It improves your blood flow. It helps your workouts be better. And so I just really, really indulge in that. I also, I mean, I find ways to zen and get centered, whether it's therapy, or, just my faith. Like I pray every morning and I, just say things that motivate myself. Like I always tell myself every single day is my day. Even if I have a hard day and I know that something rough is on its way, like I know that everything I go through, whether it's negative or hard, it's all because God is trying to grow me, right? So, and it's all part of my story. And so I think with that grounded and what that understanding that nothing that is working, nothing that's happening, even the things that are painful, nothing is happening against me. They're all happening for me. And God is going to make a testimony out of whatever test I'm going through. That thinking
Absolutely.
gets me to the next day. And so that gets me to keep going, right? And
Wow.
so
That is
for
a
me, that's like
word.
my most important therapy because, this journey can be challenging. It can be
Absolutely.
tough. But I really
Mhm.
believe that everything is happening in my favor.
What? That was a word, sister. Wow. All right. Also, I'm just realizing now that Sienna Nail Beauty Bar joined. Shout out to that's another business here in Calgary. Let's see. I'm trying to shout out the businesses before we wrap it up. Uh, who else again? I'm sorry if I've missed. I'm new to this, so please manage me. I'm trying to scroll and see all these things. But anyways, I don't want to take too much time. Thank you guys for tuning in. First of all, can you guys give a round of applause or a shout out to my girl Lola because she's in the middle of a whole bunch of business stuff, and I had to beg. And she was like, you know what? I got you. You're my girl. So please, can we give her a shout out, a wave, a high five, 100? I don't know, whatever, just something in the chat just to say thank you to my girl for coming to spend time and just have conversations about her and her brand. So please, you should please go to her page, Silver and Riley. Go and check out the products, buy the products. Then please, Valentine is coming. Please, let's buy products for our wives, our girlfriends. I will not encourage side chicks. That's people's business. But please, wives and
Who buy for
girlfriends or
side chicks? It's not
sisters
my
or
business.
friends, if somebody wants to bless me with a bag, I'm not going to say no, please. But let's go and support
Let them,
this brand.
listen, don't spoil my market. Let them buy for side chicks, okay, please.
Ah, yeah, I'm out of that discussion, please. My own is for wives and girlfriends and sisters and mothers and like friends. So please. But yeah, please let's support the brands. There's a whole bunch of black owned businesses here and worldwide. So please let's make sure that we're supporting our brands. Again, thank you guys for even tuning in today because listen, I'm learning this as we go, but I really appreciate the fact that you guys have been engaging with me. I'm excited. Next week we have another guest on. I'm going to tell you shortly. You'll see. And Lola, again, I want to say thank you so much. I know that this was just a big, big, big ask of you because you're doing so much in the background, grinding to make sure that Silver and Riley is top notch. But I appreciate you for your time. I can't see you. I'm so upset about that, but I'll figure this out by
You
next
still
week.
can't
For
see
everybody
me.
that joined from Nigeria, UK, America, in Canada, or anywhere else. So please, I appreciate you guys. Thank you guys so much for being here and sharing me on. And I will see you guys next Saturday, same time. And yeah, I mean, I don't think we have any more questions. Let me just check before somebody will say
I
I did
think the
not hide
chat
their question.
disconnected.
Huh?
I think
The
the
chat.
chat disconnected.
I don't know, but I mean, hey, for those of you that were here, like I said, thank you. Oh, just air one. Thank you. Thank
I
you
can't see
guys. Thank you,
anything in
Paolo.
the chat.
Thank you,
What's going
TT.
on?
I've seen the chat though. I see the chat. Folks are saying they're clapping. People are saying, somebody say if you buy for sound check, please support the brand. Okay, yes. Yamso has said, please, if you're buying for
I
your
can't
side
see the
chicks,
chat
I
anymore.
don't know. I can see it though. I can see it. Don't worry. Everyone's excited and they're cheering us on. So, all right, we've gone way past our time. Thank you guys for staying with me till the very end. And I am excited and I'll see you guys next Saturday. Lola, thank you so much. Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone.